This is Off Track. All right, welcome to Off Track with Hinch or Rossi, because Alex is
Rossi?
here. He's working, man. He's a working.
Yeah,
he's a working
he doesn't
guy.
work at all. We know that. Anyway, so
we just really wanted to rub it in because,
That's
like,
the
he
point.
can't use the fact that he's a dad because you're now also a dad. Like, so
We have 2/3 of this group are dads right now.
he's a
yeah.
rookie, man. He's a rookie.
He's a rookie.
I'm a rookie too, but no, I'm in between naps right now, and like Lucy's room's like right there, so I'm like kind of got to keep it down, but I'm not too bad. I could be okay. Anyway,
And
I'm
you
sure.
don't have your, do you have your you don't even have your like pods in?
No, I just run like a speakerphone thing.
Yeah, but
I
that
bought
means that
this, like,
she can hear
compact-
us.
No, it's not that loud. I mean, if she can't hear me, so you'll be right.
James, we should keep it down.
Yeah, we should quiet. Just be nice and quiet. How is dad life? How is dad life going?
That's good. It's a lot on Carly, to be honest. Like, you know, with the stretch that we've had, and she's a superstar, as we all know, and you guys met her or whatever. But yeah, I'm very lucky to have her because I think it would be a different thing. But I said to Carly though, I would love them to come to more races. They didn't come to me this year just because of just how hard it is to get around. But like, I just love having them at the races, so they're going to come to more here in Nashville. So
nice.
But loving it, man, loving it. Lucy's getting bigger. She just turned 10 months old. Yeah, she's awesome. She's awesome.
So
is that incredible.
Is that the plan then for next year when she's a little bigger, maybe a little easier to travel with? Like, has she been hard to travel with? I know some kids kind of come to it naturally, but she's getting harder. Oh, because now she can move more.
Yeah. Like we thought, like, we went to Blaney's wedding. It was in Aspen, Colorado, right? So there was a couple of flights to get there in December. She was a couple months old. Easiest dream thing we've ever done. She just slept and ate. That's all she did. Now she's like, a bit more alive and wants to play with things. And, like, I'm a big fan, not a big fan of picking someone's seat or like touching it. And she sort of touches it. I'm like, no, don't do that. Like, I'm like, because I just know what that feels like, right? So, yeah, never be that guy.
Don't become the person you hate. Yeah,
exactly.
So you just got to get on that PJ program, bro. Then it's dead easy.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not. I need to win a few more. I need to be like Alex Palou type stats before I get one of those.
Dude, let's talk about it. Let's talk about Alex Palou. Season's over. I mean, he's won it.
Yeah.
I do want to get to like your season kind of in totality and like the kind of Team Penske anomaly that's been 2025. But as one of the guys on the grid, I mean, obviously we hear from Alex every week, and he's very upset that next week's show we're going to be talking a little bit about Palou's season. He's like, I'm over it. But as another guy that's on the track with him, just like, what's it been like for you in 2025, just kind of seeing Alex's season?
Yeah, look, you come in with a lot of hope every year, and I felt like, especially after the year we had last year, I thought, he's definitely someone that, I didn't personally think he was probably going to have the season that he's had. I thought he would be good. Like, he's always good, but he has been incredible. That team's been incredible. They haven't made mistakes. They've capitalized when they've got a good braking strategy. They've capitalized when they've had a bad break and figured it out something else to make it all happen again. They've dotted their I's across their T's, and you've got to hand it to him. And he's an elite driver. I mean, there's many elite drivers in the field, but he's just in a spot right now. His car's working for him. They've obviously got a good understanding of the tire. There's, Honda's strong as well. Chevy's working hard to be better like next year as well. It's going to be, look, we want to be stronger and be able to attack these guys. But you've got to hand it to them. You throw pressure at him. He doesn't make mistakes. He's always qualifying well. He's got all the ingredients to put together a campaign like he has this year. And all we can do is learn from it and be better. And that's how I'm looking at it from my perspective as a driver. I got to be little things I got to improve on every year, but like even more so because the gap is just, he's taken that next step. And, I'm like Alex, you hate it. You hate it when you're not the dude, but all you can do is one, appreciate what he's doing, but look at where you can improve and to be that guy for yourself. And you have. There's only one way you can go from the top is down
for sure.
So
for sure,
and I feel like I'm at the bottom, so I got to still go up. So I think it's I've been in this position in my career before in supercars. I know how hard it is to maintain that level, and what he's doing is very impressive in a category that's so competitive, as we all know. So full credit to him, and honestly, like, it's annoying because he's a good guy. I wish
you want to hate him a little more.
I wish he was a I just like
would make it easier, right? Like,
I mean, he's like, I guess so. He's a great dad. He's a great husband. Esther's a fantastic person. His wife, they're like great parents. Their little girl, Lucia, is beautiful and like best friends with Lucy. And it's like, what are we doing here? Like, this guy's just really good. But look, we got to be better, and there's no doubt we can beat him. It's just just got to put everything together, and he's done that this year. So
when a guy's having, let's look at it this way. We're what, 15 races now into a 17 race championship. You got 2 tracks coming up that I know you like and are very good at. So I'm going to say it this way, as delicately as I can, having not won yet, right? I have full faith that it can still happen in 2025. But getting this far into the season and having not won, is it almost easier that one guy has won so much rather than like 10 different guys having won races? Only now, as of Portland, 5, a 5th guy finally won in Portland. But with one dude having so much success, like if he wins another race, you kind of like, yeah, okay, figure. Like, but if it's another driver getting his first of the season, you're more like, I wish that was me.
I mean, I don't really look at it like that. I want to, like, I think anytime you just want to win as many as you can, and that he's obviously done that. And I don't really care who's winning. It's just I don't want it to be anyone else but myself.
Right.
So it's that's just a race driver, and you get that. I think. I had a really good point I was going to say just then, and it like literally slipped my mind. It was actually going to be a great point, but no,
that was going to be so good.
Look, no, sorry, it is. I found it. Palou, like at the start of the season, like before Indy and whatever, he had won all those races, and I felt like I had one of the best seasons, like best start outside of thermal. I had a very good start, like solid start. I'd been very up and down in other seasons, but then you looked at the gap and he was like 100 points ahead of second, and I was behind that. I was like 130 points off, but you sort of if you took him away or whatever, you'd be like, oh, that was pretty good start. But then, my average finish was better, but then you just can't look at it that way. Like I said, he's raised the level, and it's the full credit to him. It's just part of it. And you just got to learn.
So Power got the win in Portland, first win for Team Penske in 2025, which, we were talking a lot. We've been talking a lot on the broadcast. I hate to say it, about the struggles that the teams had. The last time they had a winless season was a 99. From your perspective at least we can say that's not going to be a thing now. We're not breaking that record. But from your position on the inside, what has gone wrong this year? Or what is it that is kind of preventing this team from having the massive amounts of success? I mean, we're used to all 3 of you guys having multiple wins in a season, and right now we've got 1 between the 3 with 15 down and 2 to go. Is there a standout issue for you, or is it just kind of been a freak year?
I think it probably the latter, to be honest. I mean, like, obviously Palou's been very strong, but there's been times where like we've all had chances to potentially win races. I mean, like, it was early days of that Detroit race, but I was ahead of Kirkwood. I hit Siegel and got a penalty. Like, I felt like I could have really controlled that race. That was one that slipped out of our hands. I mean, you look at Joseph at Gateway, he could have won that race. For me, like, I felt like we got pole at St. Pete. It was looking really good. Obviously, the strategy went a little bit array there, but like, there's a lot of things that have happened that are outside our control, but also in our control. I definitely think we've been on the back foot a little bit on road courses. I don't think our package needs to improve, and we know that. That's our biggest thought process right now, is to be better on road courses next season. And and whether that's understanding the tire a little bit more, whether that's working with Chevy, whether just been improving in our department as well. But I definitely think throughout the year we've had a lot of, things go outside of our control, whether it's just little strategy things or mistakes by me, mistakes by the crew or something like that. And it just hasn't been a clean year. But I have to be honest, and I know you probably just think I'm just talking crap, but, I genuinely believe we are the strongest we've ever been from the three of us, the engineers, the way we're working together. I feel like there's always like these peaks and troughs that you go through, and obviously it's been well documented, like all the stuff that went on at Indy and the sackings and all that jazz, and that turned a few things upside down as well. But I thought through all that, and to this point, it's been really positive. The energy is really positive. Yeah, people want to be here. People want to succeed again. Even just Will's win on the weekend, like that was so good for the team. I was so happy for Will. I was so happy for everyone. It's a really good environment to be around right now. Honestly, probably doesn't look it, but it really is. It's just things haven't gone our way, and you just got to believe that they will change and ride the ups and the downs.
Yeah, Team Penske didn't forget how to win races, right? That's clearly not what's happened here. And it's great to hear that internally it gets all very positive, because it is easy in those situations to kind of start having, the thread on the sweater, and it kind of starts going downhill. One of the things that I thought was really, really cool, and you can tell me if you think this contributed to like being able to just roll through what happened in May and continue, working strong together, is they didn't bring anyone in from outside to fill any of those roles. Everybody was kind of moved around internally. So everybody that's now in a new position or has new responsibilities, they're from the family. They know the way of life. They know the way that things are done. And I got to think that that's a much faster way to get, back on the horse and back up to speed than if you'd brought someone in from somewhere else and they had to figure out how things worked and what they wanted to adjust. And there was a transition period there.
Yeah. It's a testament to the depth of talent that we have at the team. The people that have worked there for so many years. The amount of people that are over 20 years of service to Penske and their world is amazing. Jonathan and Travis, who are now running the team, Jonathan was my engineer in 21. He's been around IndyCar for a long time before he went and did some sports car stuff, and still is doing that. And I think he's going to be a great leader alongside Travis Law, who was, Joseph's long time sort of crew chief, and then sort of did his thing in sports cars. And I think what's really cool about those two guys is a lot of these people that are here at the moment have worked with them for so many years, know how they work, know what they want, know their expectations. But honestly, it's nothing new to us. It's great to have that depth and people be able to go into different roles. But I feel like everyone just gets on the horse when we need to go and do something. It's just there's a great attitude in the team. Outside of all the stuff that's gone on or all the stuff over the last few years, I think everyone just gets on with it. They just get to the track and say, all right, this is what we got to do. What do we got to do to go fast? What do we got to do to make you feel comfortable in the car, Scott, Joseph, Will, whatever. It's a really good environment, and it's been like that since 21. But I honestly think it's like there's a bit of this year's been hard. Palou's wiped us. It's how it is, and it's put a lot of I guess you could say motivation through the team to just be stronger, and just I'm really excited. I see a lot of light at the end of the tunnel, you'd say.
Yeah. It can galvanize a group too, right? Kind of being in a rough situation, in a rough patch like that. It can actually bring people closer and, like you say, motivate them to want to go out and kick ass in an even better way. Okay. So the other day on the broadcast, my good buddy Townsend threw
He's
out
my buddy too.
No, I'm not. I wasn't insinuating anything else. He, obviously there's a lot of talk around Power and where he's going to be next year and the whole Power Malukas, whatever saga. And, we're sitting here watching Will, on his way to winning the race. And Townsend threw out a Hail Mary idea on how to keep Power, but assuming that there's already some existing deal they can't get out of with Malukas, how do we keep Power in a Penske car? And he's like, well, Everybody in NASCAR right now is talking about this guy, SVG, and how great he is and how many races he's won. He's getting better on ovals and all this stuff. And who's the only guy that's ever beat SVG heads up in the same series, same car, whatever? It's Scott McLaughlin. So Penske's got a NASCAR team. Let's put Scotty Mac in a NASCAR, take it to SVG, and then everybody can live happily over on the Penske IndyCar side. I'm assuming this was not something you had ever heard as a theory or a potential scenario.
Well, I'm not going to comment on Will's situation or whatever's going on there because I actually really don't know what's going on. But the fact of the situation of that when that got sort of told, well, I had a few texts after the race. They're like, "Oh, you go to NASCAR," and I was like, "What?" And then and then even Carly, my wife's like, "What's going on there?"
That's my favorite part. Is that Carly's like, "Oh, wait, are we going to NASCAR?"
Yeah, and honestly, we had beers on Sunday, and I only heard like secondhand accounts, so I wanted to make sure before I said anything, like I heard the quote straight away, and then I was like, after that, we were just in my head, and Brian Simpson, who helps me with social, a good friend of mine, we were workshopping a few things, and we just thought it'd be pretty funny to like hit back and it wasn't even like it was just my whole Twitter feed. I don't know if it's either like I'm controversial or I'm like just taking the piss out of something.
Yeah, it's just a fun, sarcastic retort.
Yeah. And I just
so tell everybody what you said. Yeah.
I said, like, I've got an idea. We should put Townsend on the sideline in the Big Ten network with Fox and put Jack up in the booth with the boys. I was sort of along those lines. And I like posted this morning just thinking it'd be like, I don't know, 200 likes, a couple of retweets, whatever. And someone might not even see it. And then it's just gone ballistic. Brian said it's on the IndyCar Reddit. There's like stuff going on everywhere. Like, oh my God. So
I'm going to go ahead and retweet it right now.
Yeah, even Hovis, Hovis, the media guy from Penske comes up. He goes, "Oh, so we now we've got beef with the Fox guys now." I'm like, "No, I don't have beef with anyone." And honestly, when I do have beef, I make fun of it and plug my sponsors. So it's all good.
No. I think knowing Townsend how I do, I'm sure he took that in the manner that it was intended, which is just all good fun.
I'm waiting for a text. If not, I'll see him. I'll see him at the track. But I love taking the piss. It's fun.
No, it was good, but like it kind of got a conversation sort of going, or at least a thought train going. Like, have you ever? Because when you first came over, like, you were part of the Penske family over in Supercars, right? And had your dominant stretch over there, and they were like, "Hey, we're going to take this kid to America," and you landed in IndyCar. I think a lot of people thought that initially the most common sense route would for you to actually come over and do NASCAR. Was that ever a conversation that you had with Roger or with Tim? And if not, is it ever something that you've thought about wanting to do? I mean, we see you racing legend cars in Charlotte now. You're getting your stock car fix.
Well, I mean, like, a lot of my friendship group here are NASCAR drivers like Bubba, Blaney, Shane now. It's quite funny. But I think, initially, maybe you could say 2018, I was like, okay, like if there's ever a chance to go to America, I'd love to do NASCAR. I mean, I've always followed IndyCar for a long, long time, and you knew that. I came over to the 100th Indy like a long time ago. Like, I love IndyCar. And then it was like 2019. When I signed the deal with Penske in 2017, I said, "Hey, I'd love to get to America one day. Like, that's just like my deal. I don't know what it would be in sports car, NASCAR, whatever you need. I'd love to just be there." This is before I met my wife and everything. But they were like, "Hey, you win us a championship in a Bathurst, and we'll take you there." Okay, so I won a championship in 18, and then the conversation started happening. And then when I won Bathurst in 2019, I remember the Victory Lane. This is the very fast-forwarded part of the story, but Roger came up to me and said, "Okay, it's time to go to America." And that was pretty cool. It was kind of like, I didn't have a contract, but it was like, oh, well, this is actually going to happen. But about June that year, I sort of spoke to TC about Tim Cindric at the time about, he's like, "Hey, have you ever like thought about IndyCar? Because, with all the changes going on in NASCAR, we might be closing our Xfinity program. We want to have you and the family, whatever you do in America. I really think IndyCar would be a nice fit for you. It's a very similar schedule to supercars, about 20, 21 races a year or whatever. You can race three street course, and you also get to race the Indy 500. And like, that was a big ticket for me, was the chance to race the 500. And I think that's why that really changed the whole thing. I never actually thought they thought I was going to be like a IndyCar driver, just I drive a touring car. Like, why would you want me in an open wheeler? But it was the opportunity they gave me. They put me, through, simulator, did that testing, did the testing at Coda in 2020. And then like the plan in 2020 was actually to run 5 or 6 races. But anyway, that's my IndyCar story. Like, but yeah, I don't know. I would like to try like maybe a race in NASCAR or something.
Because, like, I mean, you see Shane go over, a guy that you've competed against, you know exactly what he's capable of, and you know that you're at that same level, and he's gone over there and done very well. So, like,
Yes.
especially after SVG made the transition, did it kind of pique your interest more? Be like, yeah, hey, Raj, if there's ever an opportunity, I'd also love to give, like, Daytona a try or, like, do this.
No. Like, we've like talked about it, but at the same time, like, I just want to get my finger on the pulse here. I there's things that my full focus right now is IndyCar. I would love to, like, maybe in the off season, like, could I try and schedule like to do a NASCAR race like outside of our season that wouldn't impact it. But like, there's so many complications before that too. They run Fords. I'm a Chevy guy. There's a whole range of things that come into that. And honestly, I just don't think, as much as it would be cool and stuff, it's just not on my radar right now. I just, there's too many things, especially after the year we've had, and I just want to, lock in a little bit, I guess you could say. So, but for sure, interested, would like to. I definitely think, I could give Shane a run for his money, and but at the same time, I'm very happy for Shane. Like, what he's doing, I've always said he was the one guy over there that could come over and do this. He's so detail driven. He's just very, very fast. And then I think he'll eventually get the ovals, which will be really good for him. And now he's got some security there with his contract. But yeah, I mean, it's never say never, but just whenever the timing's right.
Are there other parts of the Penske organization that you think about jumping over, like to call RP and be like, I think I could streamline this truck rental process? I think there's some things you guys are missing, or is it, well, it's a big organization,
Yeah. No, I mean, I enjoy driving. I've always trusted the process, Tim. They have never, ever let me down, like, ever. Like, since the minute I've signed here, they said they'd build me a championship car for supercars. They did that. They helped me win a Bathurst, which was my 2 goals in Australia. And then they gave me my chance to come here. And, I've tested the Porsche. I enjoyed driving that. I drive anything, and I would love to drive anything. So, yeah, see what happens.
So you drive anything, and we kind of mentioned it earlier, but where did this legend car racing? We see you, SVG, Bubba Wallace. You guys are just like on your off Tuesday nights or whatever, ripping around in Charlotte in a Legends car. Yeah,
that was negotiated over a beer. Actually, we were playing some
Most
games.
of the best deals are, yeah.
And, it was like basically a bet, and like Bubba was like, "You guys, you lose this, you come race with me in the summer shootout." I was like, "All right, like, sweet, we'll come over." Well, we did lose that, and then me and Shane put together a very similar deal. We had our cars painted up the same. I don't know why I did it. It was like 12 weeks of just getting bashed around by 12-year-olds. So, but it was fun. I learned a little bit, and I don't know whether I'll do it again or not, but those cars are pretty fun. But yeah, the racing, man, like, and everyone says, "Oh, it's just short track racing, whatever." But it's like it's deplorable. Like, it's like you can't, like, you like. I got to second one day. I'm like, this is great, and then all of a sudden, boom, just like taken out. Like, it's just. Yeah, it was crazy.
You got me on this show bitching about how IndyCar like allows drivers to just open their hands on exit and run guys off. Meanwhile, in those things, it's literally just like no brakes, fire guys off, and that's just short track racing. Yeah,
no, it's crazy. And like the guy was like, I actually hit someone off one of the races, but he mistaked. He thought Shane hit him off because our cars are exactly the same. So he was like pointing his finger at Shane, and Shane's like, no, it's like the next guy. Yeah, nah. So it's pretty funny. Some stuff that's like that
actually so good.
I know, it was great.
All right, so you're into driving everything. I have this hypothetical I'm going to throw out at you. Okay.
Hmm?
Because there was an article that went up on F1.com.
I've been sent this.
You've been sent this. And
Yes.
it was about, American-based prospects for the Cadillac Formula One team.
It was written by some wanker.
It was written by some.
It was written by some unknown guy, clearly doesn't know much about much, but he
some
did
ASMR
throw
guy.
Sky.
Yeah.
Big TikTok guy. Big
Yeah.
TikTok guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, you are technically a U.S. citizen.
Mm.
You have made one of the most impressive transitions of one genre of racing to another in modern times. You are GM affiliated. If at some, hey, I'm going to take my Townsend Bell like Hail Mary shot now. If at some point someone from Mark Royce calls up, is like, hey Scott, why don't we just chuck in a TPC test just to see what you think? Would you be open to that?
Yeah. But no, I'd love to drive a Formula One car. Like, it would be cool to like drive one.
Who the wouldn't be open to that? I would be open to that.
That's a wild question.
With the insinuation that if it goes well, they might try to bring you into F1.
Hey Scott, did you want to race in a bigger series that'd probably pay more? Would that interest you?
Hey, do you want this winning lottery ticket or?
Oh yeah, no. Look, I would. If I ever got offered, I've always said if I ever got offered a test, I would love to like do that. It'd be awesome. But yeah, like I think the whole F1 racing thing for me, like that's sort of gone. I mean, I really enjoy my life here. I really am passionate about IndyCar and growing this sport. And yeah, but for sure, like if there was ever like, oh, Mark said, oh, hey, do you want to come do that Abu Dhabi young drivers test? I would love to do it. Mm.
All right.
Just to see what it's like, see what, like everyone talks about the downforce and all of the energy and the power and the brakes and just be, I don't know.
Cool to experience it. Yeah.
Right. Well, yeah. I feel like everyone would be like that.
Everyone would probably say the same thing. Actually, on that list, also, I just thought about this. One of the other guys on this list kind of well, young Connor Zilic.
Big shot on the weekend.
Big shot on the weekend. I mean, one, that's all that really matters.
Yeah.
And as I told him, I was like, hey, Newgarden once broke his collarbone. They chucked in some screws and some plates, and he won the next race. You're going to be fine.
Yeah.
But you've got to race alongside him. We've obviously kind of been keeping track of what he's been doing. Young guy, came from a road racing background, is now winning on road and ovals in Xfinity. He's doing some cup races on the side as well. Like what do you think about him as a talent? And do you think if given the chance to kind of experience a little bit of open wheel, he might be able to do something similar to what you did?
Yeah, we've been talking about him in the truck, actually, me, Joseph, and Will. Like, he's someone that we're kind of sad that he's gone the NASCAR route. It's exciting for him and he's doing such an awesome job, but he's such a good race driver and a good kid as well. I would love to see him in an IndyCar. I think, it'd be awesome to see. And then obviously that he's fully capable to go and do everything he's driven. He's fast. And I mean, I raced with him in the Corvette this year. Like I said, it's so funny. Like he's mature, but he's 18. So it's like there's things that he said. It was like, I said to Shane, like, this guy's like, it just reminds me of like us when we were like his age, and he just gets in the car and wants to drive the thing as fast as he can and thinks about it. But he's a solid kid, very fast. I think he's a great addition to your people there. And that would be very, very cool. But I don't know. I think he's got his lottery ticket to NASCAR. He's going to be a star. I think he's going to get a big contract.
I think you're absolutely right. Being Red Bull backed never hurts either.
No.
All right, Scott, 2 races left, 2 that you like, 2 that you're good at. What do you think about the last 2? What's your predictions for these last 2 rounds?
Well, I honestly think we could win out if we really put our heads together. I think I know I can win at Milwaukee. I love that place, and we're really strong at Iowa. So I know it's a little bit different, but still it's an oval, short oval. And then Nashville, Andretti were really strong there last year, but I think we can be better after a year thinking about it. But yeah, I'm excited good way to finish, get some momentum, work with my stand a little bit more with Ben Bretzman now being my engineer plus my strategist. So that's been a whole learning process as well. I think we can finish off with some really good momentum and bring ourselves into 2026 in a good way.
And more importantly, where are we getting beers after Nashville?
Well, we're talking about that on Sunday. I definitely need to schedule something. I would love, you know what would be cool? I really think we should go to a karaoke bar. Or like we should rent out a karaoke bar.
Speaking my language right now.
Yeah, like
careful what you wish for.
Like an IndyCar after party at a karaoke bar would be like.
I know
like
3 karaoke
ending.
bars in Nashville.
Yeah, I feel like if you get a big enough one, you would learn a lot about many people about their song choice.
I always said that one of the best things you could do for a championship is to get the entire field together, like 2 or 3 weeks before the season starts, and just lock them in a room for 5 hours with an open bar. I feel like everybody would leave there with a whole new level of understanding and respect for each other.
Sure.
Like it always would happen at the end of a season. You're like, this guy that I hated all year long, we went and had beers at the like the after party after the banquet or whatever. It's like, hey, he's actually a pretty good guy. This guy, I like this guy.
It's not about going and get hammered. It's just about like just learning about people.
Yeah.
And you would learn a lot. Like imagine like Robert Schwartzman like going up there and like grabbing whatever, like he probably rap, right?
Just rapping,
Like, you'd learn a lot about like what like someone's song choice. I don't know what like Palou would shoot.
I don't know if you could even get him to do it.
That song, Tequila.
Yeah.
What's your go-to karaoke jam?
I'm like, you know that song "Dancing in the Moonlight"?
Yeah.
Oh hell
Yes.
yeah!
Like,
Hell yeah!
That gets the bath going, dude. I'm telling you.
All right.
Because like everyone hears it, they're like, oh, and it starts slow. And then when it just starts hammering, dude, it's really good. But I need a few before I do that. Or it's Mr. Brightside, but that's just like it's like
that's a classic.
It's a classic. Get everyone going.
Gets everybody into the mood. I can see both.
Oh, there's actually a good one too. Love Story, Taylor Swift. That's actually a very good one. If you want to get a whole bar going, that's a heater.
All right.
So,
all right. Well,
Nashville,
this obviously has to happen.
Appropriate. Yeah. We're gonna make this a thing. This is definitely going down at some point. Okay.
We'll make it like the official off-track after party.
Yeah, we could get it sponsored.
It's a write-off. It's a business expense, Tim.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I say this with almost no joke. I don't need to be paid this year. If it goes towards that, I'm okay with it.
I'll tell you, I need to be paid. I haven't had a great year, so.
All right. Well, look, we got 2 left. We're excited about them. You actually are also part of the problem. As you may remember, our broadcast was delayed slightly due to golf going along, and we know you're a big golf guy.
I was this close to spraying you this morning. I was actually sitting on the toilet, not joking.
That's where my best tweets come from.
And I was like, no, I'll let this one slide.
I'm just gonna go after Townsend instead.
Yeah, you should have, because I'd have doubled down. I got so many responses being like, yes, you're right. That sport sucks. Let's go racing. And as a big golf guy, you were part of the problem. So hopefully there's no golf holding us up this week.
I know, that sucked a little bit, for sure.
Yeah. All right, we got it.
They started the broadcast when we were on the roll rounds, right? Like we were...
Well, we got IndyCar to delay the race by a couple of minutes, which was huge. Yeah. Like a lot of series would not do that, but IndyCar played ball in a big way, which is great. And then we got the race start on FS1, and then we switched over to Fox at some point, like 10 laps or something like that.
So decent viewers. It will be good.
It was good, man. I mean, considering that issue and then going head to head with Cup at the Glen, like
I know, I actually thought they were very solid. Yeah. All right, no dramas.
Fox. All right, buddy. Well, enjoy the rest of your nap time. And thanks for coming on. And we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Boys, thank you. Appreciate it.
This has been Off Track with Hinch and Rossi. Off Track is part of the SiriusXM Sports Podcast Network. If you enjoyed this episode and want to hear more, please give a 5-star rating and leave a review. Subscribe today wherever you stream your podcasts. We are at Ask Off Track on Twitter and Instagram. And if you want to follow us on Twitter, we're at Hinchtown and at Alexander Rossi. If you want to follow Tim, though we have no idea why you would, he's at the Tim Durham on Twitter. Find us on YouTube and subscribe to our channel for exclusive video content. Off Track is produced by Tim Durham, and by that we mean Tim.